Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be tackling, well, I wouldn't say tackling, but today we're going to be doing a top 10 AC/DC songs. It's been a minute since I made a video. Got a little bit of a COVID scare, so I am stuck at home. Well, at least I'm going to stay home and try not to get anybody else sick. I don't actually know if I have COVID yet, but I was around somebody that did a couple days ago. So I feel fine, but we'll just see what happens. But anyway, that's kind of unrelated to what we're talking about today. Top 10 AC/DC songs. So what I tried to do, and I kind of failed, was I tried to pick each song from a different album. I guess I ended up doing that, but I couldn't do one song for every album because they have, I think, 20 studio albums, so I would be doing a top 20 songs, and I didn't want to do that. So I picked 10, and these aren't the 10 best AC/DC songs of all time, but these are just 10 of my favorites. Um, this was hard to do because all their songs kind of sound the same for the most part. But I know the ones that I absolutely adore. Uh, but let's get into it right now. So we got my number 10 is going to be Shot in the Dark from their most recent album, Power Up from 2020. This was a nice return to form. They hadn't made an album since Rock or Bust, and this was the first single on it, and I loved it. When I heard it, I was like, this is fucking cool. AC/DC's back, and they still got it. The music's still good. It still sounds like AC/DC. So, yeah, that's my number 10. Shot in the Dark, great song. Great single from that album. My number 9 is going to be from the album before, Rock or Bust, of course. The song Rock or Bust. This came out in 2014. I did not hear this when it came out because at the time I was listening to other stuff. I don't believe I was listening to any, very little AC/DC when this came out. But, but I probably heard this on the radio when it did come out. I would imagine because let's see, I was probably about 11 when this came out, maybe. So I definitely remember it, but most recently, in the last couple of years, I've put this album on a lot, and I love it. And I don't know, like, a lot of people don't like this album. The song Rock or Bust is absolutely amazing. It's not the only good song on this album. I like the whole album for the most part. Misadventure, Dog of War, but I'm not really going to touch on that because we're not talking about albums today. We're just talking about songs. But yeah, that's a very, very, very good song, and I think I've met people and heard of people that don't like this song, and I don't get that. But anyway, that's my number 9. Number 8 is going to be Rock and Roll Train from Black Eyes. Now, when I did get around to listening to this album a few years ago, I thought it was the worst AC/DC album I've ever heard. I like a couple songs on this album. This one is Rock and Roll Train. I love that song. And at the time, I think this was their first album in about 8 years. Because the last album before this was Stiff Upper Lip. But yeah, number 8 is going to be Rock and Roll Train. Good song. Number 7 is going to be Stiff Upper Lip from Stiff Upper Lip, which was released in 2000. Again, good song. Very catchy uh, chorus there. But yeah, don't really have much to add on that one. My number 7, Stiff Upper Lip. Number 6 is gonna be Money Talk. Oh my god, I've always loved this song. Of course, I don't remember the first time I ever heard this song, but I've always loved this song. Such a good song from the Razor's Edge. Now, that album, there are 2 songs on there, and one of them should have made my top 10. And a lot of people are going to be pissed off at me that Thunderstruck did not make my top 10 list. I'm sorry. There are just other songs I like better. Don't get me wrong, Thunderstruck is a great song. It's a fucking killer AC/DC track. But anyway, my number 5 is going to be Who Made Who from 1986. Great song. I think this was featured in a movie or something. I'm not even 100% sure on that one, but another great AC/DC song. My number 4 is going to be For Those About to Rock. This album, I've heard it maybe once. All the way through, I mean. I've heard the song For Those About to Rock probably hundreds of times. But I always like this song quite a bit. But I don't think it's as good as its predecessor, Back in Black. I find that album to be a lot better in my opinion. But there is some decent stuff on that album as a whole. But my number 3 is gonna be If You Want Blood, You Got It. This is from 1978, one of the final albums or releases, I should say, with Bon Scott. Sorry, I actually forgot his name for a minute. Yeah, great stuff on that. I think that was an EP. I don't know if that was a. I don't believe that was an LP. It's a good song, but it's not my favorite Brian John or Bon Scott song. And you're gonna see that in just a second. My number 2 is gonna be the Jack from High Voltage. This is probably the best uh, Bon Scott song in my opinion. Absolutely love the Jack. The other one I would say would be Rock and Roll Singer. I love that song too, and I almost made my top 10. But wow, the Jack is just a really fucking awesome song. I could have put a whole lot of Rosie on here. Could have put there's a bunch of stuff I could have put on this list. And I almost wanted to do some honorable mentions, but I didn't do any. But anyway, that was my number 2. So my number 1 is of course Back in Black. I love Well, first of all, I love this album from start to finish, but not only that, I love this song a lot. And it's just amazing. I just absolutely love AC/DC. And to me, it doesn't get any better than the song Back in Black. Hell's Bells could have been my list too. Um, really anything from that album could have been my list. Uh, oh my goodness, that whole album was really good. Because of course I like I like Shoot to Thrill. I like What Do You Do for Money, Honey? The other song on there that I really like is Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. Another good song. A lot of stuff that could have made my top 10, but there's my 10. There's my list. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your list is in the comments below. And like, subscribe, share the video, please. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.